out of nowhere question of the week, Chano Chance. Would you
Oh,
rather be the longest reigning champion, or would you rather have won the most championships?
That's a
we
good
talking about like a
question.
Bruno reign? We talking about like a Bruno Sammartino reign?
We're talking like a Bruno Reign and a Ric Flair holder.
Nah, give me the longest reign. Thing is
Longest reign?
because the thing is when you look at like the majority of like Cena's chips after he passed like 8 or 10, they were like very quick 2-3 month drop offs. You know what I mean? Look at Charlotte. It's like 1 day, 2 days, week, 2 weeks, couple-month drop offs. So it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, when they look in the history books, like, yo, so and so got 25 world titles, or like Ric Flair says, the real number is 33.
Yeah.
And like, bro, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna go through those accolades of where you won those chips at, but like,
Right.
Bruno, I've never seen Bruno wrestle in my lifetime ever, and I know that he got the record for nine or something years. So I think I'd rather have the longest reign.
I'm not gonna lie. The way my dad talks about Bruno, man. Like when I first got him into wrestling, he was always talking about, "Yo,
Yeah.
Bruno this, Bruno that." I was like, "All right." That's why I
He
did watch
was
some
the
of his
man back
matches.
in the day.
He got some bangers.
He was technically the only man back in the day.
I definitely agree on that.
It's kind of unfair.
Because,
it's kind of unfair.
To hold the title 12 times, that means you lost the title 12 times.
I mean, Bianca had
11.
a bar though. When Bianca
11.
told Charlotte, she was like, "You had all those championships, but listen, I didn't have to lose the belt that many times to prove myself worthy. I'm the longest reigning women's
That's
champion." I was like bars on top of bars.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And she
point.
looked at her. She was like, "You might be onto something."
Okay, so I guess we're all in agreement. We would rather reign than have it multiple times. We got a lot
Like
to talk
my
about.
guy Roman Reigns.
Right. Number one, throw it up, Brandy and Zombie King. Respect your tribal chief on four sides of the ring.
Hey man,
Let's go ahead and start our show.
Testicles are the size of grapefruits. Whoa!
What is going on, everybody? Another week with your favorite faction, Four Sides of the Ring. I am Marcus Hernandez. I'm with Brandy Savage. I'm with Chano Chance. And we are with the Zombie King, Junior Flow. What is up, fellas? How's everybody's week going?
Good.
We had a week, man.
We had a weird week of wrestling. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely was. Right. It wasn't like
just
too
definitely
impactful,
all over the place,
but definitely this all over the place.
I felt like every show had a good point and then a really bad point for everyone, from WWE to AEW. It was a lot of random things going on.
Yeah.
Let's kick off with SmackDown. Chance, your guy lost again. To the great one, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Karrion Kross is just not it.
I mean,
you know what?
Not anymore.
Week after week, I'm putting my life on the line to defend this man. You can't even give me a W. Nah, but honestly, I blame that on creative. Karrion Kross, he's still my guy. Just pick a little guy to mess with.
They had a decent match.
Let's not go after big fish.
There
was a few botchy parts.
Definitely.
But it was the best
good.
match.
I mean, there's always potential there because at one point he did have momentum. He was hot, like everyone. I think it's the hair. I think the hair is like, I don't know. Cut the hair.
You're absolutely right.
I think he's better with the hair than bald. This is my opinion. Like I don't like the bald.
I just had a fantasy booking just now. They should do a hair versus hair match. Him versus AJ Styles. AJ goes over, shaves him, and he goes back to Karrion Kross when he was good.
What is this? Vince
Gladiator
McMahon Trump at WrestleMania?
No. That's too far back. That's too far. You don't want to go there.
I hope is.
I will tell you this.
Go ahead.
I will tell you this though. Towards the second half of that match, the crowd was actively on their feet. You know what I mean? Like the crowd really got into that last like couple minutes. When AJ, like usually, like for example, I love my guy Theory, but when Theory wins or loses, nobody jumps up. They be like, "All right, it's over."
Yeah.
When
my TV's not even on when he's on, so
Jesus.
Damn.
When AJ caught that dub and he hit the Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3, the crowd jumped. They was like, "Ah!" And I was like,
it was good. I
was like, you know what, Karrion, you got to pop. That's all that matters.
It was their best match yet. I
just hope that the long-term storytelling on this is in favor of Karrion Kross, because he's the guy that's going to be the future of your wrestling business, where AJ Styles is getting to that age where he looks like he's ready to hang it up. So let's just hope.
I mean,
there's all this is.
Nah, AJ should go for longer than Jericho.
I think so. I sure hope so. It's not hard.
Yeah,
it's not hard to look better than Jericho at this point, bro.
At this point,
I mean,
but also Jericho's probably been wrestling 15 years longer than he has. So
then AJ, probably. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If Will Ospreay doesn't duck that slow ass Judas effect, I'm riding. I want my refund back.
I mean, at least poke him in the eye before you do it. Slow him down.
Let's talk about
give yourself a chance, bro.
Let's talk about who's not getting favors on SmackDown.
Yeah, come on.
Hey,
who was he on SmackDown? Did he show up this week?
I don't care what anybody says. You can't even tell me a win is a win, because a win over Top Dollar don't mean shit. I mean, it really don't mean nothing, dude.
Uncle Phil?
That's mad funny. On Twitter, they had Top Dollar had me rolling. They was like, oh, some fan was like, you know what, Top Dollar, Michael Cole and the rest of SmackDown didn't see your potential. He was like, listen, I'm wrestling the hottest guy in the business right now. That's called a push, my boy. I was like,
they're telling you something wrong, brother.
Your man's looking at the bright side of things. Why y'all making fun of him?
Right.
He's trying to look at the bright side, man.
He's getting
Usually our guys in the ring with somebody who knows how to work, and it was just really bad for Top Dollar to be in the ring with LA Knight. I mean, obviously it was just for LA Knight to get the pop, but he doesn't need to be in the ring with Top Dollar to get that. He's already getting it. He doesn't even need to be in the ring. Just give him a backstage promo. I was just like, why is this even a match?
Because I feel like they're trying to give him a Raw beef, so it's like put him with LA Knight on put him with Uncle Phil on Friday and put him on with The Miz on Monday. Now he's getting the loop.
They could have given him Grayson Waller.
Yeah,
no, that would hurt Grayson Waller. You don't want to hurt Grayson Waller.
Yeah, you don't want to bury Grayson Waller yet. Yeah, that won't even be fair.
They could have had a nice 50-50 match.
Grayson Waller's in the main event with Jey Uso, man. He's bigger than LA Knight right now. All right.
Oh
man.
I don't say bigger. I say maybe.
As far as the company goes.
I will say this.
As far as
I'm not a big fan of him.
No,
I don't like his finish.
I don't know.
Grayson Waller has 2 main events in 2 matches.
2 main events. He was hosting his show every week while LA Knight was on the rise. He was sitting there hosting his show, doing his thing. Like he was on TV every week. I think Grayson Waller, in the eyes of the industry, has a more long-term effect than LA Knight.
I'm just going to say usually main event Raw one time. That's all I'm going to say.
It's because LA Knight has 20 years on Grayson Waller, so obviously
that's
Grayson Waller.
Obviously
Grayson Waller is going to be that guy, but
Grayson Waller has a crazy head start.
I mean, he did have a really good match with Edge. That was a good match. I do give him that match.
Pretty good too.
Speaking of Edge, he could have off of LA. They do. They got to take the training wheels off. Just put him in the match and see what happens. But let's see. We'll see what happens. Speaking of the Rated R Superstar, who cut an amazing promo Friday night. I mean,
I don't know what your definition of amazing is, but
all right. Cut a decent promo. And he called out the Celtic God, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And surprisingly, and I had to think back when he said it, I was like, dude, you've never been in the ring with this man in a match?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought so hard too. I was like, there's no way.
That's kind of
at least one.
I Googled it. I was like, Edge versus Sheamus 2008, 2000. I was like, dude, how has this happened? And I remembered, oh yeah, Edge, you got injured. And you were taken out of your prime. So it kind of does make sense.
I think that was just when Sheamus was getting in and just getting his ball rolling.
That's when he was like feuding with John Cena at the time, and so
I think he's wrestling guys like the Undertaker, not Sheamus. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I'm not exactly.
That's mean to say, but you know what I mean.
Which I think Edge at one point,
he was doing the nasty with Lita.
He was supposed to beat Undertaker for the streak at one, but I think he said no.
They all said
he didn't want to,
except Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
he said sure.
Like, okay.
No, that makes sense.
Honestly, Undertaker said sure. Yeah, let's give it to Brock.
It makes the most sense.
I mean,
it does. But they have a match next week. What do we think? Are they both past their prime? No, you know what? Sheamus still got it. Sheamus can definitely work a match.
Sheamus can go for I think another 6 years.
Edge is a little iffy. Edge is a little iffy. I guess this is his last run that we're gonna see, right? You think he's getting ready to hang up the boots and call it a career finally?
I mean,
I think
there's
this
really
is it.
not
I
much.
think it's his last match.
Yeah.
Well, he said this is his last match on the contract. This is his last match.
His last match with the WWE. Because I truly, honestly believe
me and Ken were talking about this earlier. I don't know. I just I don't think unless he's going to tag up with Christian or do something with Christian, there's really no point. There's really no point to go anywhere else.
He has said that if he was to have a retirement match, he would want his best friend to retire him, and that is Christian Cage. So if he was to go to AEW, it would to feud with his best friend.
Yeah,
and
maybe that might
be, and maybe that might be their last match. It does. It
makes sense.
It does make sense. And he'll put Christian over because when they split up when they did that split as a tag team, the WWE went with Edge instead of Christian, and Christian was okay with that. It was perfectly fine. So, and I think Edge kind of feels like, all right, I owe you this one because you let me get this push and I fucking shined while you were this great mid-card wrestler. Because people sleep on Christian. And Christian is really good. Captain Charisma had it.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
And I think that'd be cool.
I think Christian hit his prime in TNA when he was Captain Charisma. But if I had to pick Edge or Christian,
he's Captain Turtleneck now.
I think Edge is just not like beyond better, but I think Edge is just a little more better than Christian.
The reason why I say it's like it doesn't make sense is I just don't think Edge, who's never wrestled at any other promotion, would want to be retired on another promotion. That's my only. That's the only reason why I say it's like.
You also gotta understand loyalty within the company too.
It wouldn't be retiring because he'd be retired from the WWE. It would just be a one-off to do something with somebody who's been his best friend his entire life, and they never had the chance to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they're both at the same age. They're both at an age where they'll look decent in the ring. You know, it won't look like Sting, and it won't probably look like Chris Jericho, but I would like to see it as a fan. I would like to see it because it brings their story to a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and not only the whole AEW does give you a little more leeway with your moveset, so you might see them like reach into their bag of tricks and actually like go down how they actually envisioned it. You know what I mean?
No,
you don't got they don't got to move restriction. They can just go.
Or AEW could give us a Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy versus Edge and Christian ladder match for the tag team title.
No.
Versus FTR,
man. No. Jesus,
I would love
old guys. Keep these old guys away from anything that involves weapons, please.
Yes, but fantasy, I would love to see Edge Christian versus FTR tag match.
So can we get a time machine for 15 years ago for Edge and Christian?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I think now. No. The way
now.
FTR works, their tag matches will be perfect.
Yeah, they have the right pace for them. They have the right pace for them.
I'm telling you, it'll be a 5-star tag match. I'm telling you.
Okay, listen, give me a time machine and I'll be down. I don't want to see these old geezers in the ring any more than I got to.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it looks like we were saved Friday night, and the U.S. title doesn't belong to Chance. You want to say it? Chance, do you want to go ahead? I'm sorry. Were you upset?
Yeah, Chance had a bad week, man.
Yeah, I meant to text you, Chance. Like, yo, my bad, bro. I didn't. My bad. I know your guy lost, but
both his guys lost. Karrion Kross.
SmackDown was a hard watch for me, guys. I'm not gonna
hard watch.
Hard watch. I was sick to my stomach the whole shit.
I loved it. SmackDown was on fire, man.
Rey Mysterio is the U.S. champ, and I'm honestly gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna say it for everybody listening right now, and listening when they hear this tomorrow. But it still doesn't mean anything. They put the wrong. They gave the guy. They put the title on the wrong guy. It was random. Don't get me wrong.
You know me. I go hard for Rey Mysterio.
Yes,
I go hard. But that was random as fuck. That was so random.
Honestly,
you know why?
I would have been happy.
He did it for
Escobar. Escobar would have been.
I would have been fine with Escobar. But what
Escobar
happened?
would have been the better choice.
Why?
LA Knight would have been a better choice. Grayson Waller would have been a better choice. But they gave it to the legendary Rey Mysterio.
You know why you couldn't give it to Santos?
Does that make him a why not?
Because he's gonna be in Canada going, and it's gonna be silent as fuck because niggas in Canada don't give a fuck about Latinos.
I mean, wait. I mean, that's true too. But
when they see Rey Mysterio
since
come out
Payback to Austin Theory come back and beat Rey Mysterio and gets his title back at Payback, then
they was going for a revamp. They was going for a revamp. That's exactly how it's gonna go down. If you see it the day after Theory lost the chip, he posted he posted his origin story like on Instagram. Yeah. He's like, listen, I was doing this, and this when I first fell in love with wrestling. I'm like, oh, he's going face, and
it's not going to work.
Listen,
go back to NXT, bro.
Listen, if there's 100 Austin Theory fans, I'm one of them. If there's 50 Austin Theory fans, I'm one of them. If there's one Austin Theory fan, I'm that one fan. If there's no more Austin Theory fans, I'm no longer here.
But I mean, but it was a good match. Rey Mysterio.
If you want to be a host on a wrestling podcast show, please
we'll have applications soon.
We'll have applications coming up soon.
Fill out.
Because
follow
Chance
us
is obviously
on
going
Instagram,
away for
Twitter, TikTok to fill out your applications.
You know what, Chance, we might have to just have you do story 2. We'll probably show your face again when Austin Theory comes back, and then you could be the face with Austin Theory.
That's it.
Theory's my guy, man. I love Theory.
But really, does that make Rey Mysterio a Grand Slam champion, winning that U.S. title?
No, he won it before.
What? He has won it before? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it's his first.
I was about to say,
it's his
first time winning his U.S. title.
I had his listing. I know he's 3 times world champion. Like 5 times tag team champion. I think he was 4 times United States. I'm not
4 times.
Yeah, so
I think I'm not mistaken. This is first.
This is first. Anyway, he's never won Intercontinental, so he can't be a Grand Slam champ. So
that's true.
I don't think he's won the current championship.
Universal, no.
It would be. He would be like Dolph Ziggler with his situation.
Right? Yeah. It wouldn't.
He has it though. Now the world's heavyweight, the U.S. But I guess a Grand Slam can only count on the brand if the brand has all those belts at the same time. So let's say like the world's heavyweight and the U.S. chip was on the same show.
Right.
Then Grand Slam
they don't count that. Isn't that the old belt like that? Like
that's
I said,
the old lineage. Yeah, that's the old lineage.
Bro, it's the
but
same.
They don't consider Dolph Ziggler a Grand Slam champion, so you can't consider
era. Yeah, it's a new era chant. So they don't consider old lineage to be the new lineage.
That's cool.
We were excited at first because we thought Dolph was going to be considered a Grand Slam.
It's like when people say Oscar Robertson is the greatest 3-point shooter, and then you're like, there was no 3 points when he was playing basketball. You know what I mean? So it's just he doesn't really count.
And listen, I feel the same way when they talk about NBA players from the 80s. I'm like, bro, they were playing plumbers. They're not real people.
But you said Chance. Hold on. You said that Friday was a bad night, but the ending of Friday night was actually really good. I know. I was gonna text Brandy. I was gonna text Brandy and Zombie like, "Yo, why your boy running? Where he at? Where's his space? Why he scared? Why he taking time off? He can't show respect to the tribal chief.
He's smart.
He's smart.
Nah, but there's actually but there's solid reasoning for it.
So retired real quick.
They're touring in Canada right now, right? So the WWE, they're touring in Canada, and the Usos really can't be out there.
They are banned.
So they, it's a nice little segue. Give Jay a little bit of time off. Give Jimmy a little bit of time off.
They'll come back.
I know the three of you. Chance and I had a little fun that night on the group chat, but the rumors of Jay. Just all hype, right? It's just stirring up the pot that he's not resigning. He might be all elite. Jay Uso.
I don't see it.
Jay Fatu. Jay Elite Fatu.
Jay Elite Fatu.
You would love that, wouldn't you?
Nah, because then we'll be on here, and then Anthony's gonna be like, "Yo, this is what happens when they try to be the WWE and they bring in old guys."
And that would be too much.
I'd be upset when he beat Adam Cole for the championship.
I don't
know. Oh my god!
I looked at my brother. I said, could you imagine if Jay did leave, went to AEW, and brought in Umaga's son and the rest of the family and started his own bloodline? And then when Vince McMahon
hit this music,
when Vince finally gives it all to Triple H, and then Triple H calls Tony Khan like, "Yo, Forbidden Door, we're in there." And then you have the tribal chief Roman Reigns after a 7-year lineage of holding the title go against Jay.
Oh man.
And still go over.
Yo, but not for nothing.
Have Roman with the AEW championship just holding that.
Yeah. That's hold. But that would be the 24/7 biggest wrestling event ever, bro. I'm telling you. If AEW go Forbidden Door, WWE, it'll be the biggest wrestling event.
It's been there, dude. This is it's Vince McMahon talk. This is Vince McMahon's like, nah, I don't need a partner with you guys. You need a partner with me. The door was there to do it before, and
he's not wrong.
We all know that Vince McMahon is never going to allow that. So
no,
maybe, but like I said,
no.
Triple H looks like the kind of guy like, oh yeah, this is going to bring in some money. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead.
Bring in massive. I mean, come on, that's like that would be.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Would be back in the day, Raw and WCW, like Monday Night Raw, actually colliding, and you know what I mean? In today's era,
I was like, could you imagine the Shield in a triple threat match against each other? The way all three of them are right now, that would be great. Could you imagine John Moxley just returning to a WWE ring? That would be, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Let's move on to some Saturday Night Collision. Your boy was there, had a great time. AEW. I will tell. I did. I got the Orange Cassidy shirt. I tried to get the Swerve shirt, but they didn't have it up on the racks. I meant to tweet them like, "Yo, bro, what's up? What's up with the merch, dude? I can't get it,
bro. Tell them to have the merch on stock."
Right. But let me tell you guys something. If Collision is in town in your area, go to the show because they put on a hell of a show.
Like 3 weeks ago in Jersey, I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go?
Yeah,
that's because I
had to go to Dallas. No, I had to go to Dallas.
See, sometimes, like the school that I practice at, when they come to Newark and stuff, like Jay Lethal comes down and trains with the guys and stuff. So
that's what's up.
He always comes down. I just never go to a show. It's hard for me to go to a show sometimes.
I'm not gonna hold you. I would want to go to Collision more than. I would like to go to Collision more than Dynamite. I'm not a big.
Yeah, I would go to Collision.
I'm not a big Dynamite person.
No, yeah. That was
I'm a Collision cowboy. Yeah, right. That us.
Yeah.
Random ass day.
The Acclaim was on there. We got to see them live. I told my brother if he was a wrestler, that would have been his career right there. He would have been Kid Zero.
Oh man,
my brother used to rap. He would have been Kid Zero, the rapper wrestler. But to see them, it was really dope. Those guys are really cool in the ring. Samoa Joe, we love some Samoa Joe out here. I can't even get his name out, but we love North Carolina loves some Samoa Joe. Yeah, he went crazy. He called out CM Punk after his match.
So underrated.
I know, yeah, very very underrated. Very very underrated. I know Triple H was like. I know Triple H. Nah, not yet, but I will. I hate that he didn't voice the character.
Yeah,
it was Will Arnett, but I understand
Will Arnett sounds a lot better though. It makes more sense.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I get it. It's cool. But yeah, Samoa Joe, House of Black's entrance live, dope. It's cool on TV. When you watch it live, it's so dope. They killed that shit, dude. I would bust my ass trying to walk into pure darkness to the ring. But hey, they got. I think they got the Splinter Cell goggles when the lights go out, so they know where they're going.
Oh, come on. They definitely have to practice
under the ring.
Yeah, throw them under the ring. But real cool. Seeing FTR for the first time, dope. That was really cool. That was our first time.
Who they versed?
It was CMFTR versus the House of Black for the Trios title.
That's a good match.
That's a long guy's name.
The CMFTR? Yeah, that's all the shirt.
Sounds like a gang.
It's so original.
Oh yeah, it's so original. RK Bro and
honestly the craziest part was when CM Punk, the pop on CM Punk is real. Like it's not hype, it's real. People really love this guy and people really do hate him. I mean, there was a dude,
almost like depends where you are.
There was a dude sitting by me with his son, and he was like, when CM Punk's music drops, you boo that son of a bitch. I'm like, damn.
Oh my
That's wrestling. That's a wrestling fan right there.
Your kid's like 8 years old, and then there was a dude behind us, and he was like, I'm so ready for CM Punk. I'm so ready for CM Punk. Where is he at? Where is he at? So just the reactions from everybody, it's so crazy. But when his music dropped, it was surreal. It was like, he came out, and it was like, dude, we're seeing the biggest thing in wrestling right now besides Roman Reigns. So it was super cool to see him. I was kind of upset that North Carolinians, including myself, we popped way more for CM Punk than we did for the Hometown Heroes, the tag champs FTR. But
that's crazy. Yeah. You know what it is, right? You know what it is? It's that song, bro. Like even my brother who hates CM Punk is like, "Yo, Cult of Personality is a slap." I'm like, I know, like it is a slap. Like
it is a banger. It is a banger. It is a banger. After the show, CM Punk grabs. I guess they didn't have enough time to cut their promos on television, so they were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna cut these promos off of television for everybody." And CM Punk, I think it's a work. It's got to be a work. I think he knew what he was doing. He knew people were going to record him. It had to be a work. But my lord, did he shut down the freaking hometown hero of Hangman Adam Page? I mean, he was just like, y'all know why they call him Hangman? Because all his toys are still hanging at Walmart. I was like, damn, dude.
Yo.
He's like, you don't see my toys hanging at Walmart. I was just
like, do you even have toys, bro? Come on.
You're right. Do you even have an AEW action figure?
You don't even know because it's all sold out.
Right. They're all sold out. Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
It's mad funny. My man's, last thing on television, my man's got choked out in a corner somewhere.
Right.
People going crazy on Twitter. Going crazy on Twitter like, yo, CM Punk is rolling.
So that happened, right? That happened. You see Samoa Joe comes out the crowd. And everybody sees him, and the whole crowd just, Joe. They weren't even paying attention to the match no more. Samoa Joe was trying to be quiet and silent, but, bro, you're too big. We see you.
Yeah.
Like, you're just we definitely see you.
See us, see you, bro. We see you.
I mean, with the smoothness, though, he grabbed CM Punk like he's done that before. I mean, just, bam, took him over the barrier. But, like, dude, I give it to Tony Khan, and I give it to CM Punk. They know how to put on a good show at AEW Collision. It was fun. It was entertaining. The only match that I left, They barely missed. They barely missed.
Yeah.
Got to see the Guns wrestle. They do Ring of Honor. So when you go see Collision, the first from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, they filmed the first half hour of Ring of Honor, and then after Collision, they filmed the second half hour of Ring of Honor. So that was pretty cool.
I think we're sleeping on Ring of Honor a little bit. Ring of Honor has been. I've been peeking in the Ring of Honor, bro. They've been having some bangers.
It's basically just the main event of AEW.
Correct. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
it's mad funny. Dynamite films Rampage and fucking Collision films Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
There you go.
But no, overall, had a blast. The only match I watched from the television and not while I was inside the stadium was the Chris Statlander Willow Nightingale tag team match. Just didn't buy into it. If it was Jade Cargill, my ass would have been in that seat, but it wasn't. So I went to go get my Orange Cassidy shirt. And but overall, had a great time. So I suggest a Collision show to either one of you, or if you go to a Dynamite show, I'd go to that too because you get to see the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley. That'd be pretty cool too.
But the only thing about it'd be like a 6-man tag team match. Or we just be jumbled together.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? AEW throws their wrestlers more into the crowd than Collision will, or I mean, Dynamite will fight in the crowd more than Collision will. So
yeah,
I gotta give Dynamite some love.
No, listen, Dynamite's cool, but there's a few dynamics within Dynamite I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't know why.
BCC. I'm just not a big Dynamite guy.
Yeah, Ricky Starks. I saw Ricky Starks too. I hit one of these for you, Brendan. I was like, yeah.
Boom, boom, bam. Do the pose, bro.
He hit that move, and this dude that was sitting behind us was like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
He's doing the pose, hitting the pose.
Yeah, he hit the pose, and he hit his thing on the top rope. Superstar. I told my brother that's a superstar right there. Superstar
in the making.
Hopefully we get
superstars have gone real low lately, guys.
Nah.
He's
That's a future superstar. That's a future superstar right there. That man's gonna hold some titles. He's gonna have some reigns. But let's see. Hopefully, we get CM Punk versus Samoa Joe one more time at All In London. Maybe we'll find out this Saturday, and we'll see what happens. But let's move on to Monday night. Monday night was
before we get started, I don't know if you guys. But wait, the only good thing that happened on Monday night. I mean on Monday Night Raw. I mean,
okay.
Dominic Mysterio's comment about he said, I just found out that Canada is a part of the North America, so I guess I'm the champion of this dump too. This kid is gold.
So, yeah, perfect. What do you think of that Logan Paul comment about him and Dom potentially, about tag teaming? Did you guys like to see that?
I don't want to see that.
I want to.
That would be pointless for Dom.
Yeah, that would hurt Dom more than it would help Rogue Logan.
Yeah, he's past all that.
It would be toxic as hell, bro. It'd be amazing.
Okay, let's talk about this. Go ahead, Brendan.
No, I was gonna say I don't know if you guys heard that the main event match on that Monday Night Raw was actually Ricochet versus Ciampa. So that was the first half hour of the show. I'm like, they couldn't put that on TV. That was gonna be a banger.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that would have been a banger.
I'm actually gonna watch that main event when it comes out because I want to see that.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, that's probably going to be a 5-star match, to be honest.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't put it on TV is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
and they decided to put Trish,
that was AEW. They would have, but AEW would put that on the match. Like they would put that no problem.
They would have put. That's what I'm saying. They put Ricochet on main event, and then they give us Trish and Becky. I didn't want to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that.
Bro, they have to give us Trish and Becky.
They went into the crowd.
What's the point of this storyline? Put who over? If Becky goes over on Trish, who cares?
Honestly,
if Trish goes over on Becky, what's the point of that?
They didn't make SummerSlam. They should have trashed the whole story. Nobody would have been like, whatever. I don't think there would have been a single fan that would have been like, what happened with that Becky and Trish story, yo? Nobody.
It would have happened. It would have happened 10, 12 years down the road when someone's taking a shit and they're like, whatever happened to that fucking.
Trish goes for that.
Ain't no one's gonna remember that shit right now.
Trish looking like Jeff Hardy right now. Can't even get on the turnbuckles. busting her ass,
trying to make. She's like 50, bro. Let her rock.
Don't do it then. Don't do it.
Old people get this work.
Yo,
stick to stuff you know.
All I'm saying, Rey Mysterio still pulling off great matches. That's all I'm saying.
And Rey Mysterio, I know.
He's still pulling off great matches.
Rey Mysterio
spots is still spot on. Spots moves are still crisp, clean. You can't. Come on.
Nah.
All
I'm saying is,
move on.
Stick to what you know, like Rey Mysterio, and go for the U.S. title.
Jesus.
And then people probably won't care.
Still random as fuck though.
But honestly though, it made Becky look stupid sitting on top of that turnbuckle like that, trying to sell it, waiting for her to hit this spot, and the match was bad. The match was really bad.
The ending was even worse.
It was pointless match, pointless story, pointless time wasted.
Everything about it was pointless. I mean, even the Rhea match just wasn't good.
Yeah, that was weird.
I like me some Rhea Ripley. Yeah, with Indy Hartwell.
I was so excited. I was so excited for that match.
So excited.
I've been waiting for the indie debut for a minute.
Monday Night Raw was a drag. The only thing I am enjoying out of Monday Night Raw, and when we started this podcast, I thought Chance was crazy, but here we are now. And honestly, I think Chad Gable and Gunther are gonna have a fucking 5-star
banger
when they meet for the Intercontinental Championship.
We're sleeping.
That is called long-term story booking.
That is long-term story booking. No, you're 100%
long-term.
You're 100% correct. And they gotta have a best of 7. I gotta see a best of 7 out of these guys because I would love to see Chad go over a couple of times, but I don't know. But when those two finally
2 out of 3, I don't know about best.
When those two, honestly, that match should be right. That should be an Iron Man match.
Iron Man. Oh, that would be
an Iron Man match.
Probably one of the greatest Iron Man matches.
And that's how you push Chad Gable because he ain't going over.
Right. No, exactly.
Basically.
But
we all know he's not going to go over. But an Iron Man match would show his abilities as a. He's a great in-ring wrestler.
Yeah,
really.
That's
really
the thing about I feel like Gunther has about going against Gunther. He's so hard hitting. Win or lose, you're walking out there. If you put out a good performance and you make it look like you put Gunther to his limit, you're walking out there, even though if you lose, like still above. Because either you're going to come off like a tough guy or you're coming off as something. You don't always need to win a match to get over.
For me, this will be the first time Gunther will be in the ring with somebody who's actually a ring general. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have 100%. You're gonna have the ring general versus another ring general because Chad Gable knows what he's doing inside that squared circle. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping like we get almost like a Kurt Angle performance type deal out of Chad. Not like comparing him, but Kurt Angle is so good as an amateur wrestler, and he added that to wrestling, like the performance wrestling, so well. Like I feel like Kurt Angle's underrated for his performance in the ring sometimes. And Chad, it's like when I see Kurt, I see Chad. And when I see Chad, I see Kurt. And I think
Chad was 6 inches tall, bro. Main event player.
But you know what? I'm just hoping with Chad they don't give him like an injury, like they did with Riddle. Like I want to see Chad, like you know what I mean, like at his best versus Gunther at his best.
I don't think they will.
There's no point. I don't think there's really no point.
Alpha Academy is doing numbers right now, merchandise sales and everything.
That's what I'm saying. So you would have to protect Chad, and that's what they did with Riddle. Like they protected Riddle. They hurt his ankle, so he wasn't going in there winning. He was 75%. I hope they have Chad at 100%.
Yeah, and even if he loses,
good point.
If he loses, still okay because Gunther. He's that guy. Like he's booked. He's billed as a strong dude. Like he's gonna put some punishment on you.
I don't think Gable gets to win the first time.
No, he has to beat the record.
Eventually, it'd be nice.
Right. Yeah, it has to be like, like, kid, get out of my ring. Like, you have no business being here with me. But the story that if they do it right, then you have to give that belief that Chad was 2.8 seconds away from winning that title. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, you can't do it as a submission. It has to be a pin. He has to do something to Gunther where he's got him on the ground for 2.8, and as the ref is coming down for the 3, Gunther kicks out. You have to make that believable. Definitely. The very first time. So the second time that they meet, wherever it's at, if you do Rumble and then do Mania for the second one, then you kind of know, all right, Chad had his time. He knows what he's doing. Now he might get it. Yeah. And I don't think it's a slap in the face if Gunther was to put over Chad Gable, because I think that's good for both of them. Especially it's good for Chad, but it's also good for the Alpha Academy, because then they all stay relevant. They're really relevant right now. So putting a title on them that's not the tag titles. To be honest, I wouldn't even mind if Maxie Dupree got the women's championship and they were just like her cheerleaders.
Jesus.
Over Rhea?
Maxine.
They do like a few.
I just hope we don't get Alpha Academy versus Chase U.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just
who's the real cat? Who's the real school?
Who's the real school of wrestling?
I'm not gonna hold you. Theo Hall put Maxine Dupree in fucking hall.
Oh yeah,
in fucking jail. In jail.
Crazy is, I would actually hope Hall wins.
She would, bro.
Hale would probably smoke Maxine Dupree, but the other two guys ain't going. They have no business even being in the ring with Otis and Gable. So it's just
not at all.
I'm just saying, it's a little too early to say, but there's a little gripe between MVP, the MVP of Chase U, and Andre.
Oh yeah. And Hale, whatever his name is. He named the whole
but not he's joining. Yeah, I don't even know I don't know any of their names. It is Andre Chase. I do know that, but the other dude, I don't know who that is. But he was like, he's leaving.
I'll tell you what was also random for WWE this week. Drew and Matt going over the Viking Raiders. Really random.
Oh yeah. Are we excited about the Glass Bros?
Now, I love when Tommaso was looking for Gargano, and Riddle's like, "Yeah, I lost my bro too, my bro Randy, man. I'm looking for my bro
Johnny."
Yeah,
I feel bad for him, man. That was the highlight of his career. That was the highlight of his career. Now he's going around searching for everybody.
Let's be honest. If it wasn't for Randy Orton, he wouldn't have won over as he is right now. Randy Orton.
Matt Riddle was going to go over. Matt Riddle was going to go over.
He was going crazy at a certain point.
No.
Yeah.
No,
when he was doing
Riddle
the whole
crazy.
when he was doing that whole like stoned phase, I'm high on the ladder. It was perfect. He made that gimmick work.
He was going high. They wanted him to win the Money in the Bank too, but then they gave it to Brock.
Yeah.
No, who was it? Someone else, but
he fucked up. Matt Riddle just fucked
exactly.
up.
Exactly. He stepped on his own toes. Realistically, he stepped on his own toes.
He stepped on his own toes realistically and just messed up.
He playing
what's
the
up
snow
with
too much.
With that main event, Cody? Yeah, playing with the snow and playing with someone else.
Well, he's married, bro. He's about to marry her. Oh my god, this man don't care.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't talk about his wife like that.
Yeah, not that type of podcast. Not that type of podcast.
What about that main event? Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor. They had not a great match. They also had a decent match. Cody goes over.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's cursed.
Why you gotta say
three crossroads though, right?
It's cursed.
Yeah,
it took 3 crossroads though, right?
Bro.
The same amount he gave to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Don't give me that. My man Finn deserves better.
He does, 100%. 100%. Did you see that stat where
he has like about to join my little island of misfits of people who just don't win and who should be winning?
Yeah. Nah, but Cody's really expected. I mean, it's all Damian Priest's fault, man. It's all Damian Priest's fault. It's always Damian Priest's fault.
Gotta hit you with the Damian Priest.
Blame the Puerto Rican.
It's his fault, bro. Really, that briefcase is causing us so many problems.
Yeah. Finn needs to hand Finn needs to have better eye-hand coordination, bro. Like, bro,
it slid under his hands.
Slide you the briefcase, you catch it.
You catch it.
Not,
Finn's been getting smoked by that briefcase way more than Damian. Finn's getting beat up with the briefcase.
Every time.
What I'm confused is why not have Dom distract the ref and then have Damian hit the dude with the briefcase and then let Finn go for the pin? Why is it always that Damian's just like throwing it in there or trying to? Yeah. It's a little toxic.
I'm gonna throw.
It's like they would know it because they use it with Rhea and Dom. It's like they would know the game plan,
right?
But they can't get it straight.
Right. Why is Damian Priest coming out by himself and not with the rest of the Judgment Day? That's the real question.
I'm not gonna hold you. My baseball reference that's way too old for you guys. My man Finn Balor was looking like Bill Buckner in Game 6 of the World Series when the ball went underneath his legs.
Just missed it.
Game 6, fucking. It was like Jesus, Finn.
Yeah,
Finn Balor's just getting.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Cody. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, you got your win over Brock. Now you got your win over Finn. Are you going towards Seth Rollins? Stop saying it like that. Are you going towards Seth Rollins, or are we going to see you against the Tribal Chief at Mania? They're giving us no guidelines. He's right. Yeah. Who really knows? He's just out there having these matches.
Yeah.
Right.
He's having a good time.
WrestleMania is still so far away. There's still so much time to put.
But that's the worst.
Babyface.
That's the worst part. He's coasting, and then they're just gonna randomly throw him in some storyline, and we're gonna be like, "Wait, how did he get here?"
Because, like, honestly, where do you go from Brock? Like between Brock, like Roman, Brock, Roman. Where do you go in between? But not Seth in between. Rollins, that's what I'm saying. Like
Seth Rollins.
I mean, they're just showing that.
What if they give Cody heavyweight and Universal?
It's undisputed.
No more double titles on one person.
Well, I meant Universal undisputed. It's Universal undisputed.
You're right.
UUC.
Whatever.
UUC.
I think Payback should be. I think Payback would end up being a fatal 4-way match.
Between who?
Oh, my fault. Cody, Finn, Shinsuke, and Seth.
Yeah,
I think they end up spinning it that way. So when Finn inevitably wins the check,
then Boricua Papi is about to get the title.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
and then
this way, Finn can pin Shinsuke. So you save face on Seth, and then you got Damian coming down, knock his man's over.
Winning that match,
bro. I know he's not.
At this point, Finn should just be helping Damian. Just help Damian at this point, bro.
Bro.
Do something.
Bro,
right.
I'll just come to the conclusion that my faves are just not winners in the E, and that's fine.
It's like they're listening to
man.
you.
Jey Uso didn't win either.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this guy Chano Chance. Yeah, he likes this dude. Don't put him over.
Fuck this guy.
He's still gonna watch though. He's still gonna watch no matter what.
It's for the story. It's the story.
Let's make it seem we're gonna put him over, but right before we do, we don't.
Yeah. Chance is a huge Cody Rhodes fan now too.
Really?
He loves Kingdom. He loves Kingdom.
Oh, I'm not gonna hold you. Kingdom slaps. I'm not gonna hold you. Still can't stand Cody, but Kingdom slaps.
I be singing that when I'm home alone, bro. It's crazy.
Every time out, I just turn away from the TV, so I'm not singing it with him. I'm just singing the song.
Adrenaline. It's a good song. It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a good pop.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Tuesday night NXT. Another.
I didn't even talk about it.
I mean, it was. All right, so let's start. My family beats the Dyad. Who cares?
Tony D'Angelo is the goods. That's all I gotta say about that match. I like Tony D'Angelo a lot. I thought him and Stacks looked good, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
This match didn't show me he's good. It was a match like 2 weeks ago where he was just throwing somebody around. I was like, oh, he's a wrestler. Like he's a grappler. I like him. But Stacks is alright. too. You know,
Stacks.
I can see them on the main roster.
I'm back and forth on the gimmick. Like sometimes I like it, sometimes I feel like it's like.
I mean, the gimmick I absolutely love. I absolutely love the gimmick.
Of course, you love the gimmick.
It's great.
The mafia gimmick they got going on.
Bro, it's hilarious. The song is hilarious.
You're part of the family, man.
I feel like NXT has too much mafia going on. They got them. They got Gallus. Is Gallus like the Irish mob? What is going on with them, dude?
Yeah,
I think so, bro. Yo, I thought, at one point, I thought Daredevil was gonna come out. I thought it was an episode of the Daredevil. You got the Irish mob, you got the Italian mob, you got this
wasn't
mob.
That part of the family?
You got the people with the mask. Is like, yo, is this like you guys going for like a Batman type feel?
With like about Schism,
bad guys here.
I mean, the thing about the family is they don't care. They don't discriminate. They've had Mexicans, they've had Irish people. You know, they don't discriminate.
Yeah, they even had the cartel at one point.
Yeah, I just found that out that Santos was in it. I was like, wait, Santos is part of the family?
No, this is like
he said I called in a friend. It was Santos Escobar. I had to do my research. I was like, wait, what? Like, YouTube watching a couple of clips.
I know I do like the Dyad as a tag team though. Those two guys are they can work.
Those two are nice, but they keep getting beat up by the Creed brothers.
I just don't like Schism, dude. Schism is just it's the worst thing on television, and Austin Theory is probably right behind it. But
wow.
Back to NXT.
Listen, my brother in Christ, he lost the belt. Let it go.
He did. I'm so.
The worst U.S. title reign is now over. Let's go. Give it a round of applause.
No. Yeah. The worst U.S. title reign is going on right now with Rey Mysterio Jr. Who's not even a real Rey Mysterio Jr.
Who's not even a real Rey Mysterio.
That's gonna be Dom's championship. It's gonna be Dom's championship. It's gonna be other juniors championship.
From now on, and in order to deflect all the Austin Theory here, I'm just gonna have Anthony blow a gasket about Rey Mysterio whenever I get the chance.
We could always get into some Rey Mysterio. Blair Davenport, yeah, she's garbage. I don't know what they see in her, but maybe it was Dana Brooke didn't make her look good in the ring. But
that's
Blair,
a surprise.
Yeah, not a surprise. Not a surprise.
I mean, it's this.
I'm a fan of Kalani though. I'll say that. I might draft her. Just off aesthetics.
My man's got a tight. My man's got a tight.
Trick Williams.
Aesthetics.
Trick Williams, brother. I'm happy that you want to go solo and everything, but work on your entrance because I don't know what it was and it was just really bad. It was.
Yo, I said this a couple episodes.
He's just not it. I don't know.
I said this a couple episodes. Yo, Trick is gonna be bigger than Carmelo on the main roster.
Oh yeah, for sure. In like 3 years.
That's hard.
When Trick and Melo go to the main roster, Trick's gonna have the better career in the E.
It'll take longer for Trick to get there. Like Carmelo will be there before him. But just like how we thought Bron Breakker's been ready for a year and a half now, Trick like Carmelo's been ready for about a year now, and it'll take Trick about 4 years to be ready.
I don't know. But
Trick
Melo is ready. Braun is ready, but they're not ready at the same time because if you put them on the main roster right now, their careers will die out because there's just too many guys on the main roster that are just great. You know, where would you?
He can't go to Raw.
You could put Braun in any storyline and just make him a powerhouse, but you can't put Melo in any storyline. You know what I mean? So
that's the problem. I don't think Melo's going to be a world champion. Like I don't see that.
You know what? I hope Braun Breaker.
I don't see Braun.
I hope Braun.
That's a world
Braun
champion.
Breaker on Friday night. I'm gonna tweet it. Rey Mysterio do an open challenge, and then I'm gonna tell Braun Breaker to accept that open challenge. And I hope Braun Breaker goes out there and just gives him a power bomb and a spear and pins Rey Mysterio, and Braun Breaker will be our new United States champ.
Dude, you know that would happen on NXT way before it would happen on Friday. and Dom would come out and be like, "No way, Pop!
That's it.
Braun Breaker's champion."
That's it.
Yeah,
Braun Breaker joins the Judgment Day.
I don't know. Braun Breaker is not an issue.
You see, it's not having any of the Rey Mysterio slander.
I'm totally down with Rey Mysterio dropping the belt. I don't think Rey Mysterio needs to hold the title. I think Rey Mysterio holding a title right now is random.
Rey Mysterio's never won the North American Championship, bro. You know what? And he never will. So
He's no point for the win that.
Dominic got it.
Dominic got it. Down 2 straps.
But I just don't see Braun Breaker. I just don't. Not behind them.
Yeah. JC Jane and Thea Hale. They had a decent match.
Is it Hale?
It's Hale.
It's Thea Hale, yeah. I keep saying Hall. I know I keep saying Hall too.
It's Hale. It's Thea. It's Thea, yeah.
It's all Hale.
Thea Hale. Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, it does make sense. They had a decent match. I'm really waiting for the Thea. I'm waiting for Thea to turn. She needs it, and I think her going into this, like, I like the transition that I have been watching since I've been like continuously watching NXT and see if they can change my mind. And I like her character development right now. I love that they had her as this young girl who's hyped, motivated, got her ready, ring ready, everything she needed to do. She's doing it good, and then they fucked her, and then she's realizing that maybe Drew Gulak was right. Like, you guys are pause. You know what I mean? Pause. They didn't. We're not gonna even go there.
We are allies.
Right. They threw the white towel in, and they kind of it wasn't protecting her, right? And now we're seeing her go through this phase where she's kind of realizing that these guys are bums, and she's probably not going to go nowhere. I mean,
these guys are bums.
I'm gonna say it.
She's realizing this guy is wrestling in a sweater.
Hey man, she's 19 and she's realizing this. She's not wasting no time. She's moving on.
Right.
Still 19 and moved on. Yeah.
That's it.
And I love it.
They had her in some like hypnotist. She's breaking it, bro. She's like, this guy's wearing a sweater.
I wonder when he gets to the back, does he just rip that sweater off automatically? As soon as they get to the back, he just rips that.
You gotta have like some type of rash under that, bro.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't ready for. This Noam Dar and what's his face? Seth Rollins' little protege.
Nathan
Frazier. That didn't have to be on TV. Nathan Frazier. That didn't have to be on TV.
I enjoyed it.
Bro, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there. I'm watching this, right?
Yeah.
And my wife looks at me. She's like, "Are you watching the news?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. This man's been on TV for like 10 minutes already, like just talking nonsense with Noam Dar. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, it's just
it was funny though. It was silly.
You really think it was funny? It was silly. It was silly.
I liked it because of Nomar, not because of Nathan Frazier. I thought Nomar was hilarious. I thought this whole Heritage Cup that's been happening with him being in a wheelchair and all that shit's been cracking me up. Like when the girl just threw him in the ring and he just laid there, I was like, yo. And like the best part is he's being like a sack of potatoes. Like he is not helping her one bit.
Dude, I feel like he watched too much like Austin Powers and he's just trying to be a goofball like this guy. Like I'm just waiting for the groovy baby.
Yeah, I saw they threw like. Yeah, I saw that he touched a trophy. My man's came to life.
Man, that's what I'm saying, bro. He's hilarious.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it was.
I was mad confused. I'm like, why is my man's playing dead in a chair right now, bro? And then I see in the next clip, as soon as they touch it, he just active. I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel like it could have been shorter. Let's talk about Wesley. I don't think he deserved to beat Dijak. Because it's just not a good look. It's just not a good. It's not a good look for Dijak, bro. It's not a good look for Dijak. We talked about it. No. We've talked. No. Listen, because we've talked about it on the podcast. We don't like when the little guy goes over the big dude because it's not believable.
But it's Wesley. Nothing he's done has been believable.
Now it's Wesley.
I've been a fan of Wesley for a minute now. And I'm saying, he beat him for a championship.
I'm becoming more of a fan of Wesley, but he has praise because of what somebody did. And if that person didn't do that stuff, he'd still be in a tag team right now, fighting in the tag team division against the family.
That's how it goes, bro. That happens a lot.
What's his tag team partner?
He's just in a name we don't speak of, and he put his hands on his wife. So, yeah.
Google alert.
Yeah, I think his partner got injured, to be honest.
No. That's what WWE likes to tell people.
They have
now indefinitely.
You can't blame someone for getting opportunities. Some stuff went down. This went down. He got opportunity. He took it.
No.
I mean, it is what it is. You can't hold it against anyone's career.
He had an opportunity. I think they pushed him so people wouldn't forget about him, and they used that situation as pity. And they gave him something, and he just made it work. He made the North American Championship work because it just wasn't nothing. So they put that title on him, and he made it relevant.
Yeah, so you got to put it on him.
Congratulations to Wes Lee. But Dijak...
Same thing. It's the same... You can use the same category as...
I'm gonna say.
Dusty Rhodes.
I told you earlier. I told you earlier. It's the same thing for Rey Mysterio. If Eddie Guerrero doesn't die, Rey Mysterio doesn't get all this love he's been getting.
No, I don't think so.
R.I.P. to the GOAT.
He's a 3-time champion.
R.I.P. to the GOAT. Because of Eddie Guerrero.
He became Eddie Guerrero's first championship.
Guerrero died 3 times? You can't die more than 1 time.
No.
He's a 3-time champion.
I'm saying
first time, yes, he got died because of Io. Second time, you can't say he got it because of Eddie.
Didn't he win it on like Eddie's birthday? The third time, did he win it on like Eddie's anniversary or the anniversary of his death? Because of Eddie Guerrero,
he's a 2-time.
Rey Mysterio is a world champion.
And one of his world titles, he won at the beginning of the show, and he lost it at the end of the show.
Still a title run.
Jesus. Hour and a half? We kind of know it's a title run? My man's barely put his nameplate on it.
Finn Balor barely had his thing, and you still consider him a title run.
Because he had it overnight. Rey Mysterio had it for an hour and a half.
And he didn't even have it overnight. He didn't even have it for 24 hours.
Finn Balor dislocated his shoulder mid-match, bro. I would hope that he wasn't going to I would want him to go get healthy.
He didn't even lose it.
Right.
He didn't lose
it. He had to relinquish his title. Like, it's not his fault that it happened. But
Ray got pinned. He could have handled the weight of being world champion.
I just think Wes Lee, the way they built him up, the promo was terrible. First of all, he looked like a little kid who didn't know how to talk shit. Yeah. He looked like the little kid that was just trying to be tough. Like, my mom said, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you. Like, nah, bro, you don't. It just, it just didn't work. He jumped on the table. I thought he was about to bust his ass when he jumped on the table.
That was risky. I ain't like that.
That was the most impact I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know.
Wait, this is how we're ending the show?
Like, oh, were you supposed to be tough? you put all your body weight on top of that table like that? You're supposed to be tough.
Like to me, it was trying to be like the Ricochet when he jumped over the ropes on Velveteen Dream.
Right, yeah.
Or Logan Paul. And it kind of reminded me of that, like, oh, you just did something cool, but you did not do something cool. You just jumped
like
on
a Karate Kid moment.
Like, you did a coup de grace through a table.
Yeah, I'm not intimidated. Congratulations.
All right.
Like, I would have popped so hard, Carmelo would be like, tables don't hit back. I'm like, okay.
I hope they have a banger of a match. They should have a banger of a match, these two guys. They really should. Next week, Dragunov and Trick Williams are supposed to meet in the ring next week. I feel bad for Dragunov because he's about to carry that match.
He's about to beat the shit out of Trick, though.
Oh yeah,
1,000%.
Trick ain't ready, bro. Trick ain't ready to get dropped by Dragon, bro.
No.
And even Trick Williams' promo to Dragunov was what are you saying? I'm gonna be dragging your ass? Yeah, not.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I like that part. I thought that was great.
That was a good liner.
Come on.
I
mean, it's a good liner if you're listening to creative. Come up with something on your own. You could have said anything else except I'm gonna.
He definitely came up with that.
I'm gonna be dragging your ass.
No, he came out. He said that with such pride. He said he came up with that.
It's not, bro. It's not a bad bar, bro. There's been worse bars.
Middle of the night, he was like, "Oh, bro, that's a good one."
He woke up. He woke up.
I'm gonna use that.
I've been dragging ass. Oh, I'm a dragging your ass.
Yeah, he was dragging.
Yo, right there.
He was watching How to Train a Dragon. He was like, "Oh, damn."
I don't know. NXT overall, like I said, just like most of these other wrestling shows, some was good, some was bad.
Shout out to Ali's promo though.
You know what? Mustafa Ali's promo, you're absolutely right. That was
A1.
That was really interesting, and it made me buy into the North American Championship. It was a good promo.
Dead, though. He's a criminal. I say yes.
Yo, my favorite. Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. My favorite thing with Dom is like everybody just shits on Dom like subtly, like Triple H. He was like, anybody can be the leader of the Judgment Day. It could be Rhea, Damian, Finn. Nobody's gonna say that about Dom though. And then Cody in the back, so everybody, just shitting on Dom, and he's just eating it.
Let's talk some Dynamite, and then I wanna talk top 5 GOATs of all time. See if we could all agree on something. We had Orange Cassidy, Yuta, and Orange Cassidy defends his title once again, wins his title once again. Props to Orange Cassidy. You know, we're too cool, too smooth.
Decent
Good match. I'm waiting for Orange Cassidy to lose the title because it's not gonna bury him. It's more of the whoever decides to take the title off of him or whoever they decide to push. It's gonna be one of those things where it's like, I got to see you go against Orange Cassidy when he's 100% because you're not getting him at 100%. You're getting him maybe at 35% right now by how many times he's been defending his title and how many times he's been on television just wrestling in general. So whoever wins,
because he keeps adding Tate.
Right, no, it's perfect. Yeah, right.
Tate.
And those are those little things.
He's gonna be a mummy by the time he drops that title.
Right. Whoever beats him for that title, you know what I mean? It's probably going to be a squash match, and it's not going to be one of those things.
It's going to be Moxley.
Right, and it's going to be one of those things. It's like, yeah, you won, but you didn't get him at 100%. And then that's the story to build. And if it is Moxley, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind Moxley.
I don't want it to be Moxley because I don't
want to see them. I don't want it to be Moxley either. I would rather have it be someone like Swerve, like
Swerve would be nice.
Yeah, Swerve
the
would
story
be
of
cool.
Moxley, him coming back to Moxley, like, oh, you beat me when I wasn't 100%.
I feel
doesn't even appeal to me.
Yeah,
you know why? Because Orange Cassidy would never say it.
It doesn't, but if you're hurt and all that,
whoever.
No, I mean, it doesn't really hurt.
But
Orange Cassidy.
No, I mean, but that's the point. That's the whole point of Orange's story right now. It's like whoever he loses his titles to, it's not going to hurt him because he's just not 100%.
Swerve a little bit.
Because he's not 100%. So it's just like, all right, yeah, Swerve, you beat Orange, but you didn't get him at 100%. He wasn't.
And I would want to see that match,
right? And I would want to see, right? I would want to see that match with OC at 100%. So whoever
I don't want to see the 100%. Moxley.
John Moxley, right. Whoever goes over Orange Cassidy, it's not going to hurt him. It's going to protect him because we're all going to see it like, all right, you lost, but I understand why you lost. Like, dude, you've been busting your ass week after week after week after week. But I would like to see Swerve because this is a television title. Let's be real. John Moxley doesn't need a television title. He doesn't need a title in general. He's John Moxley. We know who he is. So I would like to see. I think Swerve would be cool. I think. Let's see who else we have on that roster. You could give it to Juice Robinson. I think that would be tough. Juice Robinson with some gold. Ricky Starks with some gold.
Juice.
Chance is a fan. He's not winning.
I know Chance is a fan.
Yeah.
If Chance is a fan, they ain't winning.
You know, you could give it to Switchblade. You know, you can give it.
I don't think they need a title right now. I think none of them, that group.
None of those guys. Yeah, you're right. But there's.
Bro, I want to see Jay fight for the world title, bro.
You can give it to AR Fox.
I don't want to see him fight no baby belt.
Yeah.
You could give it to AR.
But if Jay, if he goes for the title, I want it to mean something. I don't want it where it is right now, where it's kind of a middle of the show champion. Like this there.
Oh,
right.
I'm not alone in my thoughts. Thank you, Anthony. Because I've been saying this for so long.
What's the point of having the world title, making a world title, and then like not really having a world title?
Your opening mid-card matches, bro. It's so sad. I hate it for MJF.
I mean, I can understand doing the opening,
but that's MJF
for them trying to boost their ratings and like, MJF on.
But see, y'all are seeing it wrong. That's MJF's thing. He wanted the title, and he just doesn't want to wrestle. He just wants gold, and he got it. So now he's just like, I don't need to do this. I'm a champion.
I open the show and I leave.
Right.
Well, guess what?
That's all he's there for. That's all he's there for. You know what I mean? And that's his gimmick.
Guess what?
That's his thing. And I love it.
To be that
MJF is killing it. He's killing it.
Yeah, but the thing is, with that, you're a new company. You gotta make that title mean something. Like you can do, why Roman Reigns have that, when he can do that and not really have a match for months.
Because they got
WWE's been around for so long. That title means something.
Don't know what to do with the storyline anymore.
But
that's why Roman Reigns is still champion.
But their title actually means something. Like right now, AEW is so new. Right now, to me, is that's like a U.S. title or an intercontinental. It's not a world title.
I think Ant's on the right path. I think he's winning a little crazy, but Ant has a good point. It's not the presentation of it. Listen, if MJF doesn't want to wrestle every single week, bro, I don't care if you don't wrestle every week.
But I'm confused. What do you mean?
But your presentation of the title needs to be like, I'm that guy, because he has taken the back seat to the elite almost every single week, and I get it, bro. Kenny is that guy. Kenny is him on every single level of the word.
But he's in a storyline where he's going for tag titles with his best friend, and then he's in a storyline where he's gonna main event with his best friend. He's main eventing. They're not putting the BCC over him. They're not putting the BCC over. But it doesn't matter but it doesn't matter when it's not one of your major pay-per-views. You know what I mean? We didn't get Roman Reigns at the main event. We got the Usos at the main event of WrestleMania.
Night one.
It was 2 nights.
So you know what I mean?
But so another example of that would be when
I'm trying to say.
In Saudi Arabia, when they went to Saudi Arabia, who opened the show? Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the championship belt, and who closed the show? Roman Reigns and Solo for tag team champions. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that AEW is doing with the BCC. It was for the tag team championship against Sami and Kevin Owens.
Seth care about that story.
Seth had to fly out.
Care about that story.
Seth had to fly out.
That's what I'm saying. As far as what AEW is building, they said you should care about this story more than you care about the belt at this moment.
No one cares.
Yeah, but even MJF even said it when basically they were talking about Seth Rollins and they were talking about MJF opening the show. And he was like, the days of the title main eventing the show is over. If there's a better story, it's the main event.
It wasn't even that much better. That storyline wasn't even that much better of a story.
It should be.
It should
be.
They
haven't done great with it.
If it was
There's no better story than someone chasing the world title.
But isn't that going to be the main event at All In?
Thank God. You know why? Because there's a great story behind it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Adam Cole and MJF have a great story behind it. If they didn't main event,
they were going to.
The BCC versus the Elite was not a great story, bro.
It was the best story. It was the best story that AEW had at the moment.
At the moment, it was their best story.
The four pillars wasn't
the best story. It was their best story. It was their best story. MJF versus Tanahashi. There was no story. That was just a Forbidden Door match.
Listen, that's fine.
I'm talking about they just made that happen.
The 4-pillar match.
Yeah, it was the 4-pillar match. That's the match.
Okay,
the 4-pillar match should have been.
The 4-pillar match was done too early. They jumped the gun on that 4-pillar match because it didn't. Nobody no favors.
Yeah, because the three other pillars should not be main eventers.
Right, the 3 other pillars weren't main eventers, and they didn't give it enough time to have that match. That's why it wasn't your main event. And the biggest story at the time was the BCC Jon Moxley and his crew with Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega and his crew. You had guys from another company.
With Daniel Bryan present, it was a great story. Without him, it's kind of become lackluster.
Right, and
the way I would do this Pillars match. Yeah, the way I would have did that Pillars match is first it would have been
BCC and the Elite is done. They're no more. Now it's the
that's what I'm saying. But it needed to end.
It did.
At that point,
it just didn't. It didn't end the way we wanted to. AKA no Daniel Bryan.
It didn't end the way we wanted to. Right. AKA no Daniel Bryan. We didn't get the Daniel Bryan Kenny Omega like everybody wanted to see one more time. So, you just had to end it the way they ended it, and it is. You got to take it for what it is. We see a lot of stuff on WWE where it's like, damn, that was a bad ending, but you take it for what it is. And then I understand what you're saying. If the main, and I agree with Brandy and Seth Rollins did say it, dude. Being the main event and the world champion is so fucking cliche. It really is. If you're a world champion, you should be good no matter where you are on the card. No matter where you are, first, second, or last, third, mid card, no matter where you are, you should be good. and great, and MJF is good and great. If Roman Reigns was a mid-card match and Seth Rollins was main eventing all these pay-per-views, Roman Reigns in the Bloodline story would still be great. Seth Rollins would still be great. I don't think you have to main event as champion.
But to Ann's point, somebody chasing your world title should be the most intriguing thing on that show. Like, for example, when Cody goes for gold, that's gonna be the most intriguing story on Raw.
But if it's not, it's not. I mean, it's just.
But that's the best story.
Right, that's the best story when it's not even about the title. Look, the Bloodline is not even about the title no more. This is about family now. We're done over the title. We just want we want to see the family.
Yeah, but that's designed.
You know what I mean?
You gotta understand that. That's not accidental. That's designed that way to keep the title on Roman.
But still, if Cody Rhodes was the Undisputed Championship, the Bloodline would still be the main event for the WWE. Would still be the main event storyline that's going on for the WWE.
I don't think. Not if they're trying to. Not if they wasn't trying to break this record. But you need fill-ins. You need time to. You need to do other things to break this record.
You need fill-ins, and I mean, you guys are like trying to say that MJF is not on TV, dude. Roman is about to take 3 months off. The title's not going to even be on.
No, I'm not saying.
The main.
I'm not saying making the title means something. And when he does, and when he does show World title means.
It's a world championship. Just because he's not main eventing, and just because his best friend is chasing the gold, somebody's chasing the gold. We're going to see one of these guys turn on each other. It's going to happen in a week. That's their story. Somebody's always chasing MJF. Just because it's not main event doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything.
But it doesn't feel like anything.
To you,
because his opponents haven't been great, though. That's the problem.
Right, he's not.
They're not main event players.
Right.
Wait a minute. When he fought Daniel Bryan, did he main event?
Yes.
That was probably a main event because of Daniel Bryan.
That was a main event match. That Iron Man match.
Okay.
But when he had the Iron Man match with Adam Cole, they started the show off with that. And I remember because you told me you was upset that you missed it.
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, because I thought it was going to be a main event.
That was a killer match.
I turned it on at 9. It was like my man's MJF was already in the back icing up.
I think it's just personally, I think it's cliche that if you're champion, you don't have to be main event. I think it's a cliche thing to do now. You know what I mean?
I think it's acceptable when you have 2 world titles. When I feel like if you have 1 world title, I feel like you should put a little more effort and like a little bit more effort to it. If you have 2 world titles, obviously you can't main event both of them.
But we got the effort, and then you also have to remember we have a world champion who doesn't even really want to wrestle. He just wants to be champion. He says it all the time. He's on TV. You want me to wrestle twice a night? You want me to do this twice a week? No, like he doesn't want to do this. He just wants to have the gold, and that's who MJF is. That's his character. That's his gimmick. That's who we see him as. So him wrestling on mid-card is actually what his gimmick wants because he doesn't want to wrestle around the crowd because he actually hates the people there. He's a heel. Remember that.
So likable to be a heel.
Still don't mean. Still got to put something for your world title, though.
And there is something. What isn't there? You have a great champion and a great in-ring wrestler.
They're too fixated trying to still build their company around.
The WWE is too fixated on the
bloodline. Not the WWE. No,
the WWE is too fixated on the Judgment Day.
They're too fixated on the Young Bucks. They're too fixated on Kenny Omega. Hangman Adam Page, they were hot in the beginning. Kenny just got hot in the beginning.
Kenny Omega just got back on TV. Kenny Omega just got back on TV. He was injured for a little.
It's redundant. It's redundant. That's all that's happening.
Roman Reigns is redundant, bro. This has been 3 years.
But but Roman Reigns is to a point. Roman Reigns has a point. This is why it's redundant. Roman Reigns has a future point. Do all these little feuds they're having has no future point. It's just random feuds that they're fighting each other that they've been doing their whole career.
MJF is trying to be the longest reigning AEW World Champion. That's his point. That's why he's not wrestling on main event. That's why he's having mid-card matches against guys he knows he's going to beat in 5 to 10 minutes and he could go home.
Yeah, but put some caliber behind your world title to make that reign.
There is caliber. There is caliber. He's having good matches on mid-cards. And he's not even complaining about it.
It doesn't matter about what
he's
encouraging
it.
He's encouraging it.
That's the funniest part about it.
He wants it to happen because he knows no matter where he is on TV, if he's not the beginning of the show, if he's not the end of the show, no matter what, when his face is on television, you're tuning in. And then as soon as his face is off, you might tune out.
As far as like being the opening of the show, that's just as important as everything else. And that's why Brock only takes the beginning or the end. Yeah. Like, it's the only thing Brock will take. He won't take a mid-card match because he looks at the opening as big as the main event.
You're setting the pace.
Yeah. Does he or does he be like, yo, if I'm not here for the main event, I can just open the show and go home immediately after?
Not only that, that's all hard.
He's very big on.
That was his
whole
thing.
He's very big on being closing or opening.
Closing or opening.
Yeah.
He didn't want to close Forbidden Door because of the time change. He said he wanted to come back, so he said, I want to open the show. He opened the show. When the whole thing
that was his kayfabe excuse though. That was just his kayfabe excuse.
That was his kayfabe excuse.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the same thing for when he first Adam Cole the first time. He wanted to open the show. He wanted to give the people, as soon as this show starts, we're giving you a banger of a match. As soon as we're not going to make you wait, we're giving you the banger of the match right now. There's nothing wrong with that. And he's putting on good matches. If he was putting on, it was a banger. Their first match was a banger.
Wait, what match are we talking about?
Adam Cole,
MJF.
I thought you was talking about MJF versus I forgot his name, the Japanese guy.
Oh, Tanahashi?
It's a very old school match. Yeah.
Tanahashi.
That one don't count because the story of Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega is just way more important.
Right. That was way more important.
That wasn't the main event. The main event was
you're right. It was Daniel Bryan. Okada. Yeah, you're right.
Daniel Bryan. Okada.
I'm only saying
that should have been main event.
Yeah,
but also,
I'm only saying
that was main event because
to make that title means as important as a Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay match. That's all I'm saying.
That was a dream match. That deserved to be.
That's why that match was the main event. That was a dream match.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Forbidden Door is not an actual pay-per-view. It's a fucking showcase.
Right.
Kenny won the belt, and Kenny won the New Japan belt, USA belt.
Well,
that's not the main belt.
No. Will needed to win the belt.
I don't know what
Kenny wasn't doing nothing with it.
CM Punk belt now.
Was catching dust in Kenny's
string. I don't know. Who is the main belt?
We'll move on. We're definitely going to talk some All In next week because, the pay-per-view is next week. Let's talk some more AEW.
It's what, Saturday?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Next Sunday.
It's early, right?
No,
it's going to be early.
Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Sunday at 1?
Yeah.
So they locked themselves into Sundays, and I guess it's smart to do that because Raw has been consistently on Saturday.
Right.
Raw's been consistent. I mean, WWE's been consistent with pay-per-views on Saturday.
Right.
Could you imagine?
To me, it's old school having pay-per-views on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't done it in over a year.
It's been a while.
It's a better change.
Kenny Omega got jumped during his promo with Jim Ross. Jim Ross dipped out of there like it was nobody's business. He got jumped by Bullet Club Gold. So now
he had to be the weapon. Cole, I'm too old for this shit. I'm out.
Yeah, he said, I'm out.
Me and Stone Cold did this shit too many times. I'm good.
You had the Young Bucks beat the Guns in a decent match. That was a decent tag team match. Britt Baker, we all knew she was going to beat the Bunny to be the fourth person of that title match on next Saturday or next Sunday. I want to talk about this gimmick match because we talk about gimmick matches all the time.
Okay.
And this gimmick match, first of all, when I saw Jeff Hardy was going to be in a death match, I was like, "Oh no!" Like Jeff Hardy and death matches don't even need to be in the match. Don't even need to be in the same. No, it wasn't a death match, but it's the way they titled it. Jeff Jarrett.
It was. I'm talking about random.
So it was. I read a post, and I'm gonna tell you what I read, and I agree with it. So the post said there's two types of wrestling fans. There's two types of wrestling fans. One wrestling fan would think that was just dumb and stupid, and another wrestling fan might tell you that it was stupid, but it was funny stupid. It was entertaining stupid. And when I read that, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It was for a reason, and it was one of those things like, yeah, I'm gonna do this just to get the paycheck to promote your game since you're putting all the money into it for this game, and we'll have this match. Who cares, right? And I think AEW
didn't know it was promoting the game.
Yeah, it wasn't for the game. It was for the show is basically that.
No,
it was for the
Massacre game. It was the video game. It said it right there on the wall. It was for the
game. But they gave
it was their version of the Mountain Dew match.
Yeah, but they gave the bread to Hawaii and shit, so it was actually it was actually really good reasoning.
Right. No,
so basically, they paid like they paid like 100 bands for that match.
They had the Fight for the Fallen. They were promoting the game. Everything was for Maui. It was a good situation to promote a lot of things. The match in general.
Shout out to Maui, man.
Shout out to Maui.
Shit.
Yeah. Prayers to Maui.
Prayers to
Maui. But the match just sucked. There was a lot going on
all over the place.
It was all over the place.
I ain't gonna lie, it's Sanjay and he was the white and you just see the shadow. I was like, bro, they're going for the cinematic match right now. That was their version of like the Undertaker versus ASA match.
It reminded me more of the zombie lumberjack match. I don't know if you guys remember the zombie lumberjack.
Oh yeah. That was David, right?
Everybody remembers the Miz playing some zombies, bro. Okay. Yeah.
I want to, Mr. Tony Khan. If you ever listen to this podcast, I have one wish. Please have somebody hit Jeff Jarrett's wife with a brainbuster, a spear, and whatever your version of the F5 is, a super kick. Hit it, bro. Please, just take this over
Tony Khan,
bro.
Was that Tony Khan in the Texas Chainsaw Mask?
The man was way too agile to be Tony.
That dude, I didn't know it was Cesaro.
That dude, no, I think it was Cesaro. No, I think it was Butch from Butch and Blade. You know, the big bald-headed dude. I think it was him.
I can see that.
But yeah, it definitely wasn't Tony Khan. And I will also say Tony Khan cutting promos. That promo he cut with Adam Cole, hilarious. Where he was just like, "Oh, am I done now?" He's like, "All right, good job, guys, good job." Because him trying to be an angry boss is the funniest thing.
I can't.
He had remnants of a buddy cop movie with him, like with the sergeant yelling at them. Yo, that shit had me crying.
Oh yeah.
People.
Oh yeah. I was definitely watching the movie.
It was great.
Definitely watch the movie like that.
It was a good promo. Overall, wrestling this week was pretty good. Or it was, like I said, it was all over the place. Wrestling was all over the place this week. It was very random. A lot of random things that happened. My question to the three of you is, I really want to know, who do y'all consider the greatest of all time?
To ever do it?
I mean, I'll be saying my answer every single week. You know I'm gonna rock out my man's Austin Theory.
Come on.
Honestly, no. My goal is Eddie.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
You can't boo me after I say Eddie G. Now Eddie's my all-time goat. Eddie's my all-time goat. Take it from us too soon.
You're really going with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, the greatest to ever do it?
I mean, I'm not no disrespect, Chance, but Roman would have squashed Eddie Guerrero. But I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I mean, Eddie Guerrero was like 60 years old, so I would hope that he would squash.
Yeah, I hope so.
He would have still won.
Did you see the way he squashed Rey Mysterio? That's what I'm saying. It's clean, bro.
What about you?
Like that.
Who's your greatest of all time?
My greatest, of course, is going to be Rey Mysterio. That's just for me, though. For my own purposes.
Roman squashed him too.
Jesus.
My greatest all time is the GOAT, the Superman himself, the Invisible Man, John Cena.
John Cena. We know.
Yeah, Roman squashed him too. Go ahead if you want to say it. Just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead and get it out of there.
Roman squashed him too.
What about give me your top 5.
So
with Ray being your number 1, top. Since he was your greatest of all time,
have to go
Sting.
Man,
he's gonna say. He's gonna say Sting. Watch.
No, I was thinking about Sting, but right now I'm thinking off the top of my head, greatest all time. Like, the wrestling won't be the same without them. Rey Mysterio, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. I have to say, Stone Cold. Over the Rock. Last one. There's so many. Like, I can go Mr. Perfect on the selling wise, Sting on charisma, but last one, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, good answer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, brother.
What about you, Chana?
After Eddie, no order because I can't rank these guys right now off the tizat.
Shawn Michaels, was no specific order, by the way, other than Rey Mysterio.
Shawn Michaels goated, man. You can't talk about the history of wrestling without Shawn Michaels. Can't talk about the history of wrestling without the Undertaker. And this is when it gets tricky, man, because you have guys right now that are still wrestling that definitely have the potential to be the all-time greatest, and Kenny and Will. Them guys still got a few years left on their tires. And when they retire, all said and done, they can honestly be the greatest of all time. Then, of course, you have a few New Japan guys who have been performing at a high level for years that can be the great. So it's hard. It's hard for my last two spots, man,
Definitely
because there's a lot of guys that I like right now that have it. But if I'm just going to go fully retired, I have to go Cena, because Cena is, once again, you can't talk about the history of wrestling without John Cena.
Yeah, I would say growing up, our top 5 wrestlers all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. And then
because number 5, like you said, it's so hard, especially with now generation wrestlers.
Now I think I'm gonna have to give Randy his flowers, man.
That's not a bad. That's a good one.
Damn.
That's a good one.
He should have been in my top 5, to be 100% honest.
Look, it's mad funny watching Randy grow. When I was a child, watching Randy grow up, and now I'm an adult and I have my own son. And then hopefully when Grayson starts watching wrestling, Randy's still there, RKOing people, punting people for no reason.
I don't know.
Just being sick and demented.
Grayson might be a Grayson Waller fan.
Oh,
you'd be so hurt if your son looked at you and said, "Daddy, Austin Theory is trash." You'd probably ground him for go to your room.
No more wrestling.
No son of mine. Out my house.
Brandy, what about you? You got 5 for us.
So I'm gonna go Roman. Obviously.
Come on.
No, not Seth.
Sasha Banks.
Dominic Mysterio. I'm joking. That's a joke. So Roman Reigns, Undertaker, The Game, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold, with an honorable mention of Kane. Because Kane was
I like it. Funny. My man's went Roman, no Seth, but he's Brandy freaking Savage.
Right.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
I can agree with
Seth over
Brandy
there.
Savage, bro. Brandy Savage, no Macho Man.
Yeah.
Crazy. My man got the wrong nickname.
I ain't grow up on Randy, man. That was really before my time. No. My son was snapping into Slim Jims when I was born, bro. On WCW.
Yeah. For me personally, I could say Shawn Michaels, John Cena.
Shawn Michaels over John Cena?
No. There's no particular order.
Okay.
Just agreeing with some names you guys said. Taker, definitely Taker. If Taker wasn't in wrestling, WrestleMania wouldn't be the same. So yeah. I don't like to say guys like Ric Flair because that's too cliche. You know what?
I'm not a Nature Boy fan, so fuck Ric Flair.
I'm not a Nature Boy. I'm not a Nature Boy fan, but I am a Nature Queen fan, and she is probably the greatest of all time. So she goes on that list, Charlotte Flair.
Ooh.
I mean, greatest to ever do it as a woman, hands down. The only woman that you could probably argue with is Chyna, but she probably still goes over Chyna.
Chyna only because of what her impact she did in wrestling.
Right. All right.
I mean, she wasn't having she wasn't having no type of Charlotte Flair match or anything like that.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair never won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, this Chyna did so much for
pinned Eddie
outside the women's division.
In other ways,
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho is also in my greatest of all time. I mean, man's is legendary. He did it all. You know what I mean? So
no Y2J.
Yeah, love me some Y2J.
I like the first half of his career. The second half of the career just takes me
I'd
out
rather
of it.
see Rey Mysterio right now than
the last fourth of his
Jericho
career.
match right now.
Last fourth. Yeah. That's fair. I'll take
this
that.
last quarter. If I had
whenever he
go ahead.
Whenever he created the Judas effect, that's when I took him off my list.
Whenever the list ended.
The moment he created that slow ass spinning elbow, that's the moment I took him off.
And an honorable mention in 20 years, we'll probably say he deserves to be on this top 100 list of greatest of all times. Will probably be The Miz.
I like that.
I would say that.
Miz getting his flowers conversation.
Yeah,
I would put him like if I had a 15 list, it would be probably not like 15.
All I know is Miz is above wherever Rey Mysterio is on my list.
Oh,
nah, man, like you guys said, Seth Rollins is definitely another honorable mention.
Yeah. I mean, there's
who in 20
wherever
years.
You want to put him, brother.
That was my honorable mention, but my
wherever
fifth,
you want to put him on your list.
My fifth of greatest of all time to ever do it is definitely the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson himself.
Okay,
I said it once. I'm gonna say it again. The only American Dragon I acknowledge is Jake Long.
The thing I'll say about Seth Rollins, I feel like he's the most
dragon, bro.
Everybody we mentioned, except for like Stone Cold
than Rey Mysterio.
Jeez, I feel like Seth Rollins could be a star in any generation.
Oh yeah, no,
can't say that about everybody.
But he wasn't on your list though. That's crazy.
No, honorable
but he's not top 5, I mean.
Right, he's not top 5.
I wouldn't put him top 5 yet.
He's an honorable mention.
I don't know about any generation. Like I don't think Seth Rollins can go. Like
I think it's
too much.
He has how many successful gimmicks does he have?
Like, if
I will say this, I think it's crazy that you put Roman Reigns, who I will say he is in the best gimmick of his entire life right now, and it is a blockbuster. It is an amazing gimmick, and I would never take that away from Roman. That you would put Roman right now above Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins has been that guy at the mountaintop naturally. Pushed.
I agree.
Like pushed by the company.
Babyface, heel. I agree.
Seth has done everything to be at the mountaintop. Meanwhile, begrudgingly, it took Roman a little while to grow on us as he did. You know what I mean?
I think even when Roman didn't grow on us, he was an amazing wrestler. Like amazing.
He
still having banger matches, and no one wanted to give him credit for it.
A good to great wrestler. I think Seth is a better wrestler. I think Seth's better on the mic. And you're right. Seth can thrive in any single era. I think if you used to drop Roman in the 90s, he would not. He wouldn't be able to. When Seth Hang retires, he's probably going to be the best wrestler WWE has had to offer since Shawn Michaels.
I think that's true, but I still can't put him above
Roman. I just think it's crazy you put him above Roman.
Also, honorable mention to the Milk guy, Kurt Angle.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. We can go honorable mentions all day long.
That's what we're like,
bro. I mean? This is a top 5. It's not a top 7.
We can go honorable mentions.
Just make it top 10 at this point.
Come on. Honorable mention to Great Muta.
We'll skip the draft tonight. Let's do this. You come with me with your top 10. Whoever has the best top 10, I will give them the first pick next week. And next week we'll go all the categories.
You want top 10 right now?
No, next week. We'll do it next week.
We're not doing the draft. Okay. We're not doing the draft pick this week. We didn't do one last week.
No, because I'm like you and Ant. I wasn't prepared for a question, just the way you're not prepared for promos. So
do a random question right now.
It's been a busy week. I'll ask you a random question, but it's not for a draft. It's not for a draft.
The people want.
It's not for a draft.
I'm not even.
Okay,
I'm 6 in a row.
Okay, no, I got you.
The people want to see if I'm 7.
I got you.
Okay,
what are we doing then? Look. I'm gonna ask you a question. The question will be for the first pick next week. If you are correct, if it is a tie, we will go to your greatest of all time list. Whoever has the better list will get the first pick. Fair? I've had a busy week and I couldn't get a question for you, but I have a question right now. Saturday.
Yo, ChatGPT's about to be going crazy this week.
No, Saturday. I got an event coming. Do you think I'm having a women's champion, or do you think I am gonna have an undisputed champion?
I'm confused with the question.
I'm having a gender reveal.
He's having a kid.
Right, I'm having a child.
Is he having a world champion?
Yo,
be a girl dad. You lay a girl dad. I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
you thought he was gonna beat up Damian Priest for the briefcase and fucking challenge somebody.
I was about to go to 42 and Brook Ave and go like, yo, Damian.
Hey.
I was gonna hit him with some Samoa Joe, Damian. Wait for him to come around the corner and choke him out. I'd have hit him like they did my boy Wardlow at AEW, steal his shit and never give it back.
I'm gonna put my belt in. I'm going with. Since you put Charlotte Flair in your top 5, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the theme.
Okay, so we got 2 girls.
And I think you're gonna raise
3.
A woman.
Are you aware of this? Wait a minute. Are you aware of the sex?
No, I'll find out Saturday.
No, not
I'm
yet.
going boy.
Boy,
we find out Saturday.
Yeah, we find out Saturday.
Yeah,
we find out Saturday.
You're 100% a girl dad, bro. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm hoping for. So all right, so we got 2 girls.
I think it's a boy.
If it is a girl, Brandy and Zombie King will present their top 10.
Top 10.
If it is a boy,
Damn, so I hate to say it, but you're having a boy. But some chance hasn't been wrong yet.
He hasn't been wrong yet.
Yeah.
He's
he hasn't been wrong yet. I mean, damn.
7 times.
It's about to be 7 in a row.
I mean, if you look in his bloodline, Chance has a good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a boy.
There's all boys in
it's
that
gonna be
right here.
But
it's gonna be a boy.
Other than that,
it was on Whatnot the other day, and I was like,
"It's the new Rikishi over here, bro."
Other than that, let's get out of here. Next week we're gonna draft every category. You're also gonna give me your legendary woman, and you're gonna give me a legendary tag team. So think about that.
Oh, that's easy.
All right.
Oh yeah, I already got one I
want to hear some Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, dude, that's 2 legendary.
Rockers, baby.
Yeah, basically. Shawn Michaels and Michael. Shawn Michaels and
Bushwhackers, bro. What do you know about the Bushwhackers? None of you guys know about the Bushwhackers.
Also, just remember, for your legends, if the person is still currently wrestling, they can't, and they're already drafted, you can't draft their tag team as well.
What about if they shouldn't be wrestling right now?
If the person is
I wonder who that is.
What if they shouldn't be wrestling?
You guys go ahead.
You can have that. You can have that, bro.
Other than that,
they should have retired 2 years ago.
You guys go
ahead. It's not my fault they still going.
Throw your plugs
Tony over here paying them. Tony, stop paying them. I need them on my roster.
Y'all throw your plugs in, and we'll get up out of here.
Playing plugs all the time. Zombie King, YouTube, Zombie King 91. Follow us on Instagram. All everything. Twitter, I think we're on everything.
What's your next match?
Will be, if you're listening to this, it's Friday, so the next match will be tonight. Richfield Park. I have a 3-way match for some title. I don't know.
He's not even worried about.
I think it's for the TV title.
Sounds like MJF.
He's in it for the glory, not for the gold.
I'm in it for the matches. I don't need no.
He don't give a fuck about your championships. He just want to have a good time.
That's it.
No
gold.
Fair enough.
Oh, all right. So, listen, I'm only promoting this Twitter page. We just held our first giveaway. So once we hit 100-ish, because I'm forget at 100. I'm remember like at 112. So follow us at
that's a good number.
The number 4 sides OTR on Twitter, guys.
Brandy Savage here. You can follow me on Life and Times on Twitter and Instagram and Threads.
We're on everything.
I forgot about Threads.
Everything.
I haven't tweeted on that in a while.
Yeah. We're on Threads, 4 Sides of the Ring. I'm Marcus Hernandez. You can find me at Original Buddha. You can find me with my guys right here on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. I'm Marcus. I'm with Brandy. I'm with Chano. I'm with the Zombie King. We are 4 Sides of the Ring. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Oh, man. What do you got?